of Ohio, Governor Kasich has turned an $8 billion shortfall into a $2 billion surplus and cut taxes by $5 billion.
Governor, what's a major issue with which you'll say tonight you disagree with the Republican Party, your own party, on? Where's your party wrong?
Well, I'm not here to criticize my party, but what I will tell you is I think that economic growth is not just an end unto itself. I think it's very important that with economic growth comes responsibility and ability to help people who live in the shadows, whether they're mentally ill or drug addicted. We have the mayor of Manchester who's fighting a tsunami here. We are all over the country, or the working poor. And what I've tried to emphasize is that economic growth, the creation of jobs, is our most important moral purpose. But once that is being accomplished, we need to reach out to people who have traditionally lived in the shadows. And in my state, Ohio, where we usually find out what the results of a presidential election are 3 days later, I won the second largest electoral victory in modern Ohio history with 60% of women, 51% of union households, and 26% of African Americans. Our whole purpose has got to be to give everybody a sense that the American dream is alive, that we all can rise, whether we are drug addicted or mentally ill or developmentally disabled, whether we have never been given the attention that we need as made in the image of the Lord. So I wouldn't disagree with any of my colleagues on that, because I think we all have a heart for that, but it's something that I think our party needs to talk more about so that people across this country understand that we get them. Sometimes, Jack, our problem is people don't necessarily think we get them. But you know, thank God that my father carried mail on his back, that his father was a coal miner, that my mother as a mother could barely speak English, is because you're in touch with folks, with their anxieties and their concerns, and people want to know you get them.
Governor, in a few nights, I believe Thursday night in Cleveland, Ohio, there's going to be a debate on Fox.
LeBron's going to be moderating it, I understand.
I'll leave that. And I'm not sure if you're going to be in that debate, but you're here, and I thank you for that. But you got into the race arguably late, later than a lot of your colleagues here. There's some pretty impressive folks. Why did you feel there was that opening for John Kasich to get in? You've run before. You've run for president before. Why did you get in this time with such a large field?
Well, Jack, look, I've received blessings. Most of us here have been very, very blessed. And when you get that way, you have to figure out what your purpose is in life to make the world a little better place. It took me a while to get in this, because I didn't get in this just to do it. I get in it to win. And if I didn't think I could win, I wouldn't do it. And the reason I'm doing it is, frankly, I've been a servant in terms of government, government responsibility a lot of my adult life. I had spent 10 years in the private sector, but I got a calling back to my state to help fix my state. And guess what? We went from the loss of 350,000 jobs to the gain of it. Our credit going up. People living in the shadows have hope. We've cut taxes by almost $5 billion. So, and we've diversified our economy, Jack. The most important thing is to give people a sense that we get them, that everybody can be included, and that we lift everybody. Nobody cut out.
Governor, you have 30 seconds to address the voters.
Well, I've been listening. Balancing the budget, everybody says, how are you going to do it? I was the chief architect. We did it. And when I left Washington, we had a $5 trillion surplus. The economy was booming. We cut taxes on risk-taking and investment. Senator Domenici and I were partners in that endeavor. So it's not about what I think we can do. It's about what I've already done. I served on the Armed Services Committee and have great respect for, of course, Senator Graham. I was there when we changed the way the military operates, to get the services to work together, to reform the Pentagon. I have national security experiences. In Ohio, we went from $8 billion in the hole to $2 billion in the black, a growth of 350,000 jobs, and people in Ohio, hope has come back to the Buckeye State. Thanks, Jack. I love being here. We'll see you again very soon.